Hello again, Gregg Bell of the News Tribune here at Lumen Field in Seattle. Seahawks won 24-3 over a really depleted Miami Dolphins offense, especially. This is what should have happened. This is why Jody Allen, Burkhold, the head of the Seahawks, hired Mike Macdonald, the defensive guru from the Baltimore Ravens, to take the place of Pete Carroll after last season, to make a defense that wins games like today. A backup quarterback in Lumen Field, bury them and win. Coaching matters, and this team now, after 3 games and 3-0 start, 3-0 start in Seahawks history, first since 2020, are starting to take the personality of their new 37-year-old head coach. The youngest coach in the NFL, at the beginning of this week, the first words he put on the dry erase board in front of a team meeting: start fast. 17-point first quarter, 17-3 lead after 1 quarter today, and the Dolphins were done. There was no way that Mike Macdonald and his schemes and the mentality that he has put into this new team was going to give up a 17-3 lead to a backup quarterback at home, and he did not. In fact, they ended up knocking Skylar Thompson out of the game, the backup quarterback who's playing for Tua Tagovailoa. Didn't even last through the third quarter. Tyrel Dotson sacked him with a heavy up-the-middle blitz. Dotson said that blitz was because Mike Macdonald told him, when the Dolphins show that formation, you go. Coaching does matter. Macdonald wants his team to be relentless on defense, to get over mistakes, to move on to the next. Geno Smith, tip pass interception because the offensive line woes continue for Seattle. Dolphins take over a drive start at the Seahawks 6-yard line, and the Seahawks keep them out of the end zone. They have a 1st and goal in the fourth quarter. Miami does, of a 17-3 game at the 4-yard line. The Seahawks keep them out of the end zone. 3 turnovers on downs, 6 sacks. Tim Boyle, the practice squad quarterback, third-string quarterback, ended up playing the last quarter and a half. And when that happens, what happened today should happen. 24-3, 1 for 11 on third downs, 0 for 4 on fourth down, 0 for 3 on fourth downs. That's what should happen with a Mike Macdonald defense here. And they're getting to the point where they are now getting the mentality of the head coach. Geno Smith after the game. Mike Macdonald wants his players not to be satisfied, to always strive for the next more. Geno Smith after the game says, "I'm pissed the way I played today." The 2 interceptions, one was when he had pressure up the middle in his own end zone on a 3rd and 15 when Ryan Grubb got greedy. He could have run the ball and punted to midfield in a 10-0 game, instead handed Miami the points. Second interception, tip pass at the line of scrimmage into the hands of a defensive lineman. Smith completed 26 of 34 passes, a 71-yard touchdown to DK Metcalf, and then they just blew right by on a coverage by the safety in the middle of the field who was peeking in the inside in a short route. Yet Smith said he wasn't satisfied. After 3 weeks, we can definitely say that Mike Macdonald is making his mark on this team. His mentality, his approach, and how they play, hard-nosed, stick with it on offense with the running game and be physical. He calls it a softening process. Mike Macdonald talks about the running game on offense being a softening process to be decisive late in the game. That's exactly what it was today. After doing next to nothing for most of the game, starting on their own 2-yard line, a 98-yard drive, 42 yards by Zach Charbonnet on that drive, ending with a 10-yard touchdown run from left to right by Charbonnet that clinches the game, that puts it out of reach 24-3. It's still quite a work in progress. And as Tyrel Dotson said, we won't know how good we are against Detroit in the Monday night game. That's the Seahawks' next game, September 30th, until we get there and play them. And that's the thing. The Seahawks don't know how good they are right now. They played 3 inferior offensive teams, a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix, a stand-in, fill-in quarterback waiting for Drake May to take over in New England, and Jacoby Brissett, and today 2 backup quarterbacks in Miami. They're going to get Jared Goff and the NFC finalists from the last season in their rockin' home park in Detroit in their next game. We're going to start finding how good the 3-0 Seahawks are. Everybody else in the NFC West, 1-2. So it's a good thing for the Seahawks, as a couple of them said after the game. It's a pretty good thing to learn from the position of winning, which is what Seattle is doing right now. All my coverage is at thenewstribune.com, including how DK Metcalf got open for another 50-plus yard touchdown in as many games. All the defense did to shut down the Dolphins offense today, and more, is at thenewstribune.com, on Twitter, X at GBellSeattle. As always, thank you for watching. Goodbye.